The engine is starting up.
For launch. GC, go. Guidance, go. Fido, go. Prop, go. GNC, go. Max, go. Eagle, go. Ecom,
go. Pending final steps. The cabin link check.
3, 2, 1.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign?
Welcome to the R.I.F.T Nation Network, the R&N, putting a slide in your glide and a dip in your hip. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe. With shows throughout the week, you can find us at Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and more. Everything you could want, everything you can need right here, right now. From the paranormal to the supernatural. From comedy to the spiritual. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
It's showtime, folks!
Podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hey, good morning. Hey, let's get rid of the rain.
Good morning. It's raining inside.
I know we gotta get rid of that rain. No, we don't want that anymore. There we go. We'll take that.
There we go. What is up, brother?
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There's so much going on. It's gonna be a busy day all around today. I'm a little tired, so please bear with me, you guys. My personality may be a little quirky. Surprise.
I mean, how's that different from any other time that we
I know,
talked to
right?
you? Honestly,
It depends on the level of quirkiness.
that's true.
So, hey, you got something to say, don't you? Don't you?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Yesterday during the show, which really threw me for a loop, I got a message from my friend Melissa that our friend Agatha, without the H, passed away. I think she said that she fell, and I guess she fell in the bathroom, and they found her. Like, I think they fell Sunday or Monday, and they found her Tuesday. Hit her head, and she was very supportive of when the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show and the Vibe Network when we first started out. I think Melissa had a show with Dennis, and Agatha was a guest on the show because she is blind, and they wanted to do a show with her to raise awareness and for blindness, and she was very supportive of all the other shows. Like we had they had a meet and greet at St. Albans that she actually had someone drive her out to,
Nice.
and she came to our big investigation we had at St. Albans, and it was just she's very supportive. And then obviously when we moved to the R.I.F.T Nation network, she brought her support over to the RNN as well.
Yeah.
So I knew she had a rough life because of her circumstances, but she never let her circumstances bring her down.
Mm-hmm.
She was always had a very like blunt personality. I would occasionally go and help her grocery shop and stuff like that, and she was always joking around, and she never really let on that her circumstances were bringing her down. So I mean, I don't know what was she was like behind closed doors, but to us, she was always very happy and supportive and stuff and everything. So
Well, total condolences to her and her family. And to you guys, her friends, and all those that were there for her. It's a hard time when this happens.
yeah, and I wasn't sure when I got the message if I should say anything during the show, but I was like, man, if I'm acting any different, I'd rather them know what's going on than be like, what the hell?
I mean, if she's a traveler, she's a traveler. If she was a freak, she's a freak. I mean, it's all one big family. We may not always get along. We may not like everybody, but we're still together. We're in this together. And something like this, it should be recognized. We recognize birthdays. Why would we recognize the loss of a traveler?
Yeah.
I
mean, it's just the way she died. Kind of, it's like it sucks, but.
Good morning, Miss Linda.
Hopefully, she didn't suffer too much.
Yeah, hopefully. From what I understand, head trauma like that is pretty instant. So yeah, I can give you that a little bit. There's comfort.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we definitely going to have to mark that up then. I just saw your message, so I was like, oh, sweet.
Oh yeah.
I did some work this morning.
Oh, you did? Nice.
So I'm going to bring that up. Good morning, Miss Linda. Good morning. Now, you know what? That's a sad story. And on the flip side, we can bring some joy. I'm going to give some major props to Miss Linda Nelson. Linda is come so far in what she's done, with her experiences and what she's encountered and what she's having to fought through, to even point out now she goes daily or weekly on her own profile live and talks about her experiences. Major props to the traveler, one of the oldest travelers we have. And, I just feel like it should be acknowledged, and people should know that there are long-time travelers out there that have been through some stuff, and the family's here, and we're always here for any and everyone. So
yeah, congratulations, Linda. I know that's awesome. I don't know if I might haven't been there from the beginning with you, but I'm very happy that you're getting through your stuff and are able to talk about it like that.
Absolutely. Well, you had a great show last night.
It was fun, man. I felt bad because at the end, I don't know. I was trying to do something, but I hit the outro too fast. I was like, but I mean, to be fair, it was like 10:45 or something.
Yeah.
So I was tired. And I was like, I think I was going to start like, taking the people off the camera, say goodbye to them and stuff. But then I hit the outro. So I'm like, oh crap, bye. And I was
we're out of here.
I even messaged the guy, Steve. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude or whatever, but hit the wrong button. Or I said, hey, a little quick with the outro trigger there. And He was like, it's all good. But yeah, it
Well,
was fun. They had such great evidence, and they sent me 7 videos. I'm like 7 videos. We'll be done early. 9:45. I'll be trying to figure out what else I'm going to talk about. But no, there were 7 long videos. But yeah, some of the stuff was really cool. I would encourage people to go check out their videos, Broken Wings Paranormal, on YouTube. You can see it a little better than on your computer, the evidence and stuff, and plus you can show them support. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. They always bring their best stuff when they come on the show and
excellent.
talk with us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Sunday night we had a great show too. Chris Mendez
yeah.
joined us, and got to hear a little about him. He'll be returning back to the show. If you don't know who he is, go over to YouTube and look up Supernatural Untold Stories. I do that. Think it's on the satellite program. Don't hold me to it, but I think that's the station. But if you type in Chris Mendez, you'll find it. That's not Mendez, okay? So everybody knows it's Medace. So if you go look for him, that's the way you want to put it out there. So great show. You talked about paranormal, his experiences, what it's like to be a filmmaker. We're going to get into that a little bit more. He's had some good adventures here in Virginia already, so that was really cool to talk about him. So I can't say that was a bad show whatsoever. It was really good. This Sunday, we're actually not going to have any guests. It's just going to be free fall for Rhonda and I as we chit chat about any and everything as we get everything together. So,
all right. What's your free chat? Is that like the Enigma machine, or is that different?
No, it actually is the Enigma machine.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll be actually putting that out as soon as. That's what I was saying. I got so much to do today. I got to put that event out. The Enigma machine will be coming out. Now, it is not the series of the clock. Okay. It's not the conspiracy theory. It's just general thought, bringing people in, and we talk about theories. And, if anybody wants to jump on, they're perfectly welcome to jump in. And that's what it usually happens with those shows. They're really open, free. We allow those people who are interested to come talk. If they're pre-guests, if they've never been on before, it's the opportunity to come talk with us one-on-one. So, yes, yeah, absolutely, Michelle. And good morning to you. Good morning to you. And I agree. He's got some great stuff out there. And we appreciate you saying that as well, Michelle. Really do.
So we've got Hill City After Dark coming on the show on Thursday on TikTok. And then I would recommend, we had Alan Corneliuson. He's an author and paranormal investigator, come on the show last Thursday. I would definitely recommend him to the R.I.F.T. I think you and him would get along.
Okay.
Great. He was a great guest. So yeah, I mean, we've been having pretty good guests. I'm excited for the future of what's going on, especially check out your show as well.
Yeah.
The stuff that people you've been having on, and your different types of shows you guys have is really interesting.
We do. Katrina will be returning in 2 weeks to the show to do her meetings.
What's funny? She's coming on in about 2 weeks on my show.
Yep. Yeah. You're going to absolutely love her. She's such
March 24th.
Oh, there
is when she'll be coming on the Freaking Awesome Paranormal show.
And then she will be on the R.I.F.T. on her scheduled time on the 28th.
There we go.
Sweet. Absolutely.
Nice. Double dose.
So much. There really is. Okay, so yes, Enigma Machine will be Sunday. I need to keep on course because if I don't, I will fear. We do have that Sunday. I've got to get that created today. I have a safety meeting at my new place of business. Working 2 places now. That's interesting. So today's going to be jam-packed. I got to get by the storage. I got some new equipment coming in. I have new equipment now that I need to get organized. I finally got my hands on a cassette recorder.
Nice.
with the cassettes. I got a whole sleeve of them. Sarah's like, got you covered. I'm like, oh, you're awesome. That was such a great Christmas present. I had 7 tripod stands come in. Finally got those in, and 2 decimal sensor probes that gives the amount of the decimal and location. Those were pretty cool. So they came in. So I got some more equipment I got to organize, get that straight too. So got a lot to do before the season kicks up, baby.
Keep it busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Miss Irene. Hello from Japan. Our wonderful, wonderful person who crossed the waters on the Pacific side.
She was commenting out on the show last night. Thank you very much, Irene, for checking us out.
She is such a sweetheart. She
Yeah.
has so much knowledge, and she's got so much knowledge of Japan. So, you need to look out for the future and see what happens. There might be some really cool things that take place.
I think that would be interesting to see what's going down.
Absolutely.
We love you too, Irene.
So, yeah, today's show, it's not your normal what's going down, as y'all can see. We got a subject, a solid subject.
Yeah, interesting subject.
It really is. Like I said this morning, I spent some time in PSP, and you're going to see the program I use in just a second, because that's the only way I can bring it in the computer. I was like, what the hell? And I know you said you have a video that you want to check out. So I'm excited about that. What are we talking about this morning? Well, the good old Jim Carrey, the man in the news, the men in the news, who, what, when, and is that really him? I don't know. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to get your guys' opinions. What's your thoughts? I'm going to give you some evidence. Ryan's got some stuff. Let's talk about Jim Carrey. What a character. I mean,
yeah.
I don't even know if I want to call him a method actor, because his characters are unique. They're not of individualism. So it's hard for me to call him a method, but his style has changed very, you know what? He is a method actor because of The Man on the Moon. Yes.
Yeah.
When he took on, and I wanted to bring this up too, when he brought on and took on the role of Andy Kaufman, even Jerry Lawler was said that it was scary how realistic Jim was to Andy. Now, for Lawler to say that, come on. Those of you who don't know who Jerry Lawler is, Jerry Lawler was a wrestler. He turned commentator, ran his own wrestling organization, ran it, and then got in with Jerry Jarrett and with down in the Tennessee area and the whole nine. So back in the 70s, there was an incident where Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman actually got into a physical conflict. And a lot of people thought it was a gimmick. Well, it really wasn't. Lawler wanted to really tear him up. Well, he provoked Lawler all the time. Through the end of this, Lawler and him actually became very close friends. Ironic, isn't it? Ironic how that goes. So,
It's crazy.
It is.
I mean, Jim Carrey even called Jim Carrey a character. He said, Jim Carrey is a character that he plays, even for the fans, for the people.
What's unusual is he said that after he did Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
I've made this point many a times, and I can't stop. He changed when he did Man on the Moon. He really did. He started becoming someone different completely. I'm not going to say it was a mental disorder. Maybe he learned some unusual tricks that Kaufman actually used and started to change into that character. I mean, we've seen that time and time again. Look at I'm not going to remember his name right now. The gentleman who portrayed the Joker that took his life.
Oh, Heath Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. Look at Heath. He got so enwrapped in that role that people said he became that dark. So these things happen, man. It's scary as hell. Scary as hell. But Ryan, you got some stuff. Did you have it up? Do you want to?
Yeah. I mean, to go with what we were just talking about here, I'll play that video
Okay.
that we were just talking about him not being, or him Jim Carrey actually being a character. Here you go.
I don't exist. They're all characters that I played, including Jim Carrey, including Joel Barish, including any of those things. They're all characters. Jim Carrey was a less intentional character because I thought I was just building something that people would like, but it was a character. I played the guy that was free from concern so that people who watched me would be free from concern. And then at a certain point you go like, okay, that's great. People talk about depression all the time. The difference between depression and sadness is just from happenstance, whatever happened or didn't happen for you, grief or whatever it is. And depression is your body saying, I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to hold up the avatar that you've created in the world. It's too much for me. So a friend of mine who's a spiritual teacher has a really good take. His name is Jeff Foster. You should think of depressed as deep rest. Your body needs to be depressed. It needs deep rest from the character that you've been trying to play.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That is some deep shit.
Yeah, he's gotten really deep and spiritual, and the way he is in these videos, and then you look at the way he was portrayed during that award ceremony in France. It's kind of like, okay, something's different about this person compared to what we were seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just weird. And the funny part is, when this thing came out and people were talking about Jim Carrey, this is something you would know like back in the day, and this kind of goes to how where our society has gone. Back in the day, you'd see this and it would be on like the National Enquirer or Us Weekly or whatever. Oh, Jim Carrey's clone, and it would be totally dismissed.
Yeah,
like, okay, whatever, crazy people with their tinfoil hats on are talking about Jim Carrey clones, but this had gotten traction where it was going on, national news, and it was like, wow, we are at this point where we are actually considering, hey, is what's going on. I mean, I never thought that it was a clone, but I thought maybe it could have been someone, hit makeup or a stunt double type of thing. It's not out of the realm of possibility that
it's really not. And I got some evidence of that, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just letting you know, that it is not out of the realm because of what I actually used some of my paranormal experience in this case. And some would say that it is more, investigative. And yeah, it might be the tool I used. I can do certain things with. But when I show you some of these pictures today, it's.
Want to keep playing the videos?
Yeah, let's get some more in there for you guys. Michelle says entertainment business. You have to be on all the time. Must be so much pressure on him.
And especially being someone like Jim Carrey, who is this off the wall crazy character that it's like, it's one thing to be on that way for the movie or TV show, but to be like that all the time. And if you have an off day, that could affect everything, like your bottom line, the movie sales, ticket sales.
Oh yeah,
it could really totally ruin your life if you just kind of don't want to talk to people. You don't want to act a certain way.
I just had a brain blast. No pun intended, you guys. I go back and reflect on a documentary that they were talking to his parents, and his father was talking about how Jim would stand in the front of the mirror practicing these facial expressions. Now we go back and think about what he just said. Jim Carrey is just a character. All right. Well, if Jim Carrey is just a character, then who the hell really is he, right?
Exactly.
Does
You
he have-
know, it's like, you the hitman. That's who that's thing. If
Yeah.
you had to be the hitman like all the time, it's
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I take on a persona as the hitman out in the open with the steampunk time traveler, I'm liking when I get home and I can take the gear off and relax.
Mhm.
I love entertaining. I love getting people's attention as far as that goes, but it can be exhausting. So it's a valid, good point. Good point.
But to be happy or funny. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
now, even when he goes out in public, he's Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey is a character. He's acting happier in a certain way to please the fans. It never stops until he gets home, and then maybe he becomes James or something like that. Maybe he becomes Jim when he leaves the house, but when he's home, he's James Carrey or whatever.
James or Jimmy, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
actually, we have a connected friend that has a similar situation. And I won't discuss it. I'm not going to bring a name out or anything. But she is a very intelligent woman. And as I was thinking about this case, I'm like, wow, she's in the same little spot. She has to put herself in happy places to sometimes try to make herself even happier, show something when she's really not happy.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
It has to be tough being on all the time. This next video kind of goes farther into it. He's talking with Jimmy Kimmel here.
How's life? Everything good?
You know, it's so beautiful. It really is, especially when I'm absent from it.
You feel like you're separated from the rest of the world and what's going on?
No, not separated at all. In fact, it's the exact opposite. I don't get me wrong. Jim Carrey is a great character, and I was lucky to get the part. But I don't think of that as me anymore.
You don't? Not at
really.
all?
Not really, no. I used to be a guy who was experiencing the world, and now I feel like the world and the universe experiencing a guy.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
It's the reverse of what we would even think about. Now, that really is intriguing. The universe and the people experiencing the man. I can see that.
Jim Carrey is a deep guy, and really opposite of like Ace Ventura. I mean, I feel like that those people, what he was playing was just to get by, but real person is this very deep person, and maybe it came through experience too. Experience life in Hollywood and experience. Hey, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I agree, Michelle. It is an interesting perspective. And Ryan, I could not agree more. If we look from outside in instead of inside out, what do we see? Now, hold on. That's an interesting point. Michelle and some of you that are out there, Miss Linda, you know what I'm about to say. And Ryan, you've heard me talk about this many a times, and actually I've tried to work with you on this one. Shadow work.
Yeah.
When you're looking at self from outside in to find your own cracks and crevices that you need to fix. It's kind of same scenario. You're having to look. We're going to go out in a minute. My Bobby's going. I got to pee. But it's kind of the same scenario because you were. And you know what's kind of like the rift too. We're that place giving the word to those who may not been able to have that word to our experiences as humans. Well, that's actually the Orion effect, the experiences of human on the universe or universe on a human. So that's kind of the basis of Orion, where here we're looking out at ourselves from a point outside in, like looking at ourselves with a spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I know when I do the show, and I'm a different person, more outgoing than I usually am in real life.
True.
You know,
Truth.
it cuts on. You know, you become a different person because you've got to be, you know, entertaining or somewhat entertaining for people. But it's for him, it's just on a whole different level because
Yeah.
he's so recognizable that again, it's like, okay, well, I've got to be this way.
I'm not
It's
gonna
like,
lie, I'm
well,
thankful that I'm not that. I am.
yeah,
I really am. I'm thankful because now I've got a peace of mind that I can still stroll around. People are gonna look at me like, why is this dude wearing a top hat? Okay, if I'm not at events or if I'm out at periods. Now the problem is with that is it gets hot. You don't wear that shit. You don't want to wear all the gear, but and you don't want to be walking around with a top hat with shorts on. Come on, man. But you know it
pull it off though.
Huh?
I mean, you pull it off though. I gotta say.
I don't know how, dude, because sometimes I'm just like, this has got to be the stupidest looking thing in the world, but it comes off. You're right. Let's see. Yes, not easy. Hardest part for me was forgiving myself. Yes, Michelle. Yes, 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 yes. I can't say that again. Yes. Miss Linda says, Ryan, it's not easy, but I believe necessary, looking at our shadows and vowing to do better. Yes. And we could be great people, but we could always be better. And I agree with that. And maybe that's the experience that he's going through.
And plus, you hear all this stuff about stuff going on in Hollywood, the rumors and stuff, and he's living in that area. You know, he's trying to maintain, maybe kind of taking an above approach, like above looking down approach. Like I've got to be above these people. I've got to, you know, not stoop to their levels to get to what I want to be. Because I mean, some of it's pretty dark.
Well, he's very outgoing about, outspoken rather. That's outspoken about Hollywood. He does not approve of it, doesn't like of it. He spoke against it. He's spoken honestly about human trafficking, child abuse, and actor abuse. He's been a huge advocate for that. But are people paying attention to what he's actually saying? That's the thing. I don't think they hear what he's actually saying about how dark and crappy Hollywood is.
He called out the Illuminati on Jimmy Kimmel. He called him out. You know, he did this thing and then like was like that, and you know, he's like, you know, it's the gig is up. You know, he's like, Illuminati is paying for everything. You're a part of it. You know, it's not. There's no. Let me see if I can find that video real quick.
Michelle says it's okay to have flaws and make mistakes. Accept them and change what you can for the better. Yes. Good one. You ladies are on target like always.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
All right. Here it is. Hang on. All right. I'll share it with you guys.
Yeah.
Where to go?
I'm going to try not to make a comment because this could take us down another rabbit hole, and I'd rather not go down that today.
Let me see. Oh, there it is. All right, there.
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it. For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh. And they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come it out. It's hilarious. And, you know.
You know what's funny? They said that when this happened, when they did the interview, it was very awkward and very silent. The audience was very silent, so they actually added the laughter in.
Who else do we know who does that?
Exactly.
Wrestling.
Yep.
A perfect example. Using a character. We both know. Kenny Casio.
Oh
Perfect
yeah.
example. Dan Housing, his debut on the pay-per-view. It comes out. You think you're hearing booing, the whole nine. Gets up, gets on the stage with all the girls doing his Van Helsing thing. And then, the lights go out and roll off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so many people have said that when they were there. And they said the boos did not happen until the lights went out because they wanted more Van Helsing.
They wanted more of it, yeah.
So they piped in these boos. What purpose did that serve, though? Again, what purpose is it serving?
I don't know.
But with this, is making him look like a joke is what that was about. Making it look humorous, like he wasn't serious.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I can talk about him, the whole box thing, and yeah. The whole point of the boxing is that it's ridiculous. That's the thing. To go off of this a little bit, but the whole point of them debuting a box is because it's so ridiculous, and its character is so ridiculous. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. At first, I was like, this is kind of stupid. Then I'm like, well, it makes perfect sense because his character would be that hokey, like 1950s, wrestling character that would debut in a box that had been sitting there for 2 weeks. Yep. That's who he is. Now, Chris Jericho had been in the box, or anyone else but Danhausen. He comes out of a coffin, and you can actually see behind the curtain people moving around. So but that's the deal. That would be something that would happen in like the 80s or the 70s.
Yes.
Those old characters where it's like, okay, yeah.
We had our own character here. Well, okay, there in Richmond that used to do that. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't think people understood. People think they're so smart, and they're like, "Oh well, this is stupid." Should have been Vince McMahon or The Rock or something like that. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, but on the flip side, when the people did see, because there was things, I know we're taking up the subject for y'all bear with us, because this is what happens.
Going the rabbit hole.
Yeah. When it does come to that, they weren't expecting to have a following that Danhausen has. I mean, let me explain this to somebody. Danhausen, his brother is deep in the paranormal. His brother is a huge paranormal researcher. So there's a lot of us in the paranormal that know of Danhausen without wrestling or anything of that. Then again, if you're into wrestling, you go to Comic-Cons, whatever, you're going to see Danhausen.
Mm-hmm.
He has a unique personality. He has set himself up like in the 50s and 60s. He's very charismatic, believe it or not, very charismatic. He knew this character. And he brought now this is the funny part. He brought this character out. Why? Because he sucked at wrestling, but he did not want to leave wrestling. He has a passion for wrestling, but so that he had to find a niche in a character, and he created Danhausen out of this. Now, what's the difference between him and Jim Carrey creating characters?
Exactly. I was going to say, Jim Carrey created Jim Carrey.
I'm going to say, now I'm starting to understand a little bit more than I did before. I didn't want to go and speak about the Illuminati, but I am going to say this. He did make me chuckle. Did you hear how he said it?
Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Yeah. The Illuminati. I was talking about something completely different. Not the Illuminati. The Illuminati. That's completely. That's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't talk about you. No.
No. Yeah. It's the dollar store version of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that coming out of the mother hive. it does. Words are powerful, and it depends on how you say and what you say. And I know that. I know he knows this. So, putting himself out there, okay. This is one thing I will say about that. Not going down the rabbit hole, you guys, but we don't even know if the Illuminati today, if there is such, is it the same Illuminati as it was back in the 1300s? You know, it's the same thing with Masons and Templars. Do we know that the Masons came from Templars? No, we don't. We have relation.
Do you think he was joking when he said that?
No, I don't think he
No.
was joking at all.
No.
I think he was quite serious because he's not the only one. Look at the amount of people who've come out, spoken about it, and they have been made to look nuts
Or killed off.
or killed off. Mel Gibson, he's
Yeah.
another one. What's the guy from? Oh man, Nick Nolte.
Yeah.
Gary Busey.
Gary Sinise.
Yep. So there's a huge amount of people out there that are calling it out. We're just not paying attention. But you remember what I've always said, Ryan, especially when it comes to paranormal entertainment. The way they got popular is because we created that.
Yeah.
We tuned into that show, so that show became popular because of us. And it's just like I say at a Paracon or an expo. If you see somebody, why am I paying money for money I've already paid for to make you? That's basically what they're saying.
But it all goes back to let me play another video, then I'll be done. Just kind of brings everything back to what we were talking about.
Sure.
We're
going on.
I wrote it and I.
This one right. There you go. This one.
I wrote it and I.
How's life? Everything good?
Here it is.
I don't exist.
Here it is, right here.
Hey,
Sorry.
Jim Carrey. Yes.
What?
I've covered a lot of fashion weeks. This is the first time I've run into Jim Carrey. Wait, tell me, is it true you're wandering the streets? You need a date to the party? What's up?
No. I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe in
icons, boy, that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like,
Now watch this. Watch that one. Okay, then check out this one right here.
I wrote it and I researched it and I practiced it like crazy, but it's then I watched everybody like talking 1,000 miles an hour up there receiving their awards, and I was like, I'm dead. And I made mistakes and I was like a novice, but I felt a lot of love and I felt a lot of appreciation that I tried, and
I mean, it's like two completely different people.
It is two completely different people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What he said prior to that, he's right. And you're right, Ryan, for bringing that up. He clearly put a slap out there and said, you're basically nothing. You're just another human. And he's right. And what have I always said? I'm never scared of anybody because they put their pants on just like me.
Yeah.
Nobody's better than anybody else. And I think once we learn that lesson, that's when we can become more of who we were, because no longer do you have that anger and hatred, because you're equal across the board. It is no whose bahanga is bigger than whose. That can go down another rabbit hole about men and women and office and stuff like that. But we're not going to go there. I truly find it humorous in a positive way that he would slap any award banquet as such, and he's even done it on daytime awards and movie awards. I mean, look what he said a couple of times on the MTV Music Awards.
So that was when he dressed up like the hippie guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. He never took it seriously, but now he is learning French to be able to accept an award for a lifetime achievement award in France. I mean, it's just
okay.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but I have to say, and this is interesting. So Jerry Lewis was a huge hit in France, comparatively to America. And then he started the March of Dimes, and all that took place. America really, he was America's sweetheart in some way, but he was bigger than fiction over in France. And the personalities between him and Curry are very interesting because they're very similar. Like quirky personality, the fun, explosive. Okay, but Lewis never went to that extent of doing what Curry's doing. And you're right. Why is he saying this? Now, there's been so many reports in the last week of what Carrey has said, what people have said. There's been reports that Carrey has said that really wasn't him. That was just somebody playing him. There's an actor that came out, or it's not an actor. Well, it's still a method actor, I guess. Put the face mask on to prove a point and walked around as him. And Jim was like, yeah, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, he said it before. Even on David Letterman, he said that he's had stunt doubles or body doubles where he'll go to body double go one way, he'll go the other. And he says he uses them all the time to get away.
And I don't blame him. I get that point. It is interesting, but here we are allowing it in public at a public event as such. That's for supposedly him, and I just don't think it's him. I just don't. You got any more videos?
Just the rest of that one. Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
And what I said was true, and I really wanted to recognize my family. I wanted to recognize my dad. I mean, my dad was the type of person that if you met him for 5 minutes, you felt like you knew him for 50 years. You know? I can't talk about him without getting emotional. Oh, loved it. It's so beautiful. And having Michelle, you know, Camille Coton was also amazing. And it was just a brilliant evening, you know? Really brilliant evening. Oh my gosh. Benjamin Laverne was off the hook. I mean, I can't believe he committed.
It's just the way he's talking, just like, oh, you know, it just does not sound like him.
No. Yeah. Is it a character that he's playing? Maybe he put a face mask over his own face. I don't think so. I don't.
He could be acting like, you know, I guess it could be like, oh, this is how I see the other people in Hollywood act. So I'm going to act like this because this is what they want me to be.
That's a good point. That's a valid point. I can see that.
Well, one thing we've heard people talk, the representative talk. We've talked, you know, the guy who said that he was a makeup artist who said that he you know, impersonated Jim Carrey. But we haven't heard it directly from Jim Carrey.
That's exactly right.
But if he did, would we believe it was him?
Another valid point. Would we?
I know. I feel like, it's not really Jim Carrey. He's not really saying. If it was something that we don't believe, or if he was like, yes, it was me, then we'll be like, no, that wasn't him, because we want to believe that it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could be like, okay, he's just saying that because the Illuminati are making him say it. So whatever he says it's going to be like, we're not going to believe what he's saying.
Oh, you know what? That's an interesting point too. Them making him say it. I never looked at it from that point of view, man.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
I mean, you kind of a lose-lose situation there.
It really is. looking at that point. Goodness gracious, dude, that's a slick move. That's a very good point. I'll get back here. Get back here. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out the new freaking Restream.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of a pain at times. But I'm working through it. So just for those of you who don't know, Restream has done an update, so we're relearning the studio again as they've added a few things, and we really just need to clear it up a little bit. Who they want him to be. That's a good statement. That's a good statement. With that being said, Michelle, you walked us right into the last part of the show. Bravo.
Nice segue there, Michelle.
I agree.
Nice.
I agree.
Good job.
Let's bring it up, shall we? What we got here is a couple of mixes that I've looked at. So we're looking at a young to an old Carrey. You know, there is something I notice about this. I don't know. I'm going to see if you see it, Ryan.
It looks like his face has gotten longer on the left hand side.
All right. Granted, he is older in this picture.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. And this one here, granted. But look at his nose. His nose is larger than it was in this one.
Yeah. Did he have a nose job or something?
That's a good question. Now, on the flip side, you know what else I see? Look at those eyebrows.
Yeah, it doesn't have any. These really have many very pronounced eyebrows in the second picture. That's the stuff you can get done, like
peeled. Yeah. I mean, us older guys, we definitely shave our eyebrows. We have to, or we're gonna look like caterpillars up there.
It seems like the stuff has gone down in the picture on the left,
mm-hmm.
and it may be the picture was maybe a little closer up or whatever,
mm-hmm.
but he definitely looks like he has a longer face.
I can bring it closer.
Than the other one on the right hand side does.
This one here.
Yeah.
Let's move this over.
You think about how much you change between when you're, I guess, don't know what year he is, how old he is in this picture, but
mm-hmm.
How much people have changed between being young and being older.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to bring this up, to give us an age estimate of when he was in living color to, his deeper, more recent times of what he would supposedly look like. So I want to make sure we got that contrast out so everyone can see it as we talk about it. Now, with that being said, is this the one? This is the one that everybody has got a question about. Now, come on, man. Come on. This is the interesting part. Go ahead.
I mean, if the one on the left, that's the newer picture.
Yep, that's correct.
Look how swollen his cheeks are.
Yeah.
If he's doing, and I don't see him, if he's this spiritual person that he's been talking about, from I'm play Jim Carrey, I'm not Jim, he's a character, it's not who I am, then, I don't see him as a person that would try to get plastic surgery done.
Right.
It's just not something that he would do as that person.
Correct.
So
the other part is 7 days prior, he still looked like that one with long hair, the one on the right. He had the facial expressions. He was doing himself at, I don't know if it was another banquet. I'm trying to remember. He was on one of the television shows there in France. And he looks more like the one on the right. So how do you go from the one on the right to the one on the left in 7 days? Bullshit.
Yeah. Like I said, it even goes back to what we were talking about earlier, but the way he was talking, not just what he was saying, but his voice.
Right.
sounds completely different than when he was talking about the awards ceremony and what kind of bullshit it was. You know,
Agreed.
even if you get plastic surgery, it's not going to change your voice.
No, it's not going to change your
You
voice
know?
or your personality. And on that, the talk show that he was on, he was the normal Jim Carrey. What we have come to know as Jim Carrey, not this dude on the left. Not this dude on the left. Now, I wanted to point a few things out. There's other pictures that are more defined. Now, this was not outside. Of course, this was inside the studio. There's another version of this individual face, like I said, that the face, and I didn't snag it because I didn't really have time. But if you can go on Google or anything, you look it up. On that picture, his eyebrows are different. They come up, and then that's not something that you and me just talked about. That is something that is a facial recognition. So is the eyebrows. Two, the nose are different again. If you look at that, his nose here is more pointier and not as wide. Again, there's another point. I bring something else to the point, which has been brought out. Look at that. The ears are different. The ears are completely damn different. Completely different. Now, if you've ever spent any time in criminology and you got a chance to be in the lab and learn all this stuff, you'll be looking at exactly what I am looking at now. Yeah, this is all easy. Hair lining is easy to do. That's true. You can't do the ears. You're going to shrink them? No. Two, you made a good point. Look at you're right, Ryan. Look at the cheekbones.
Look at the neck. Look how long the neck is compared.
And that's actually, you're right. And I made sure to try to get as close as possible for the neck percentage. So that is a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up.
The head. Look at, I don't know, that could be just the picture, but the head itself, it looks so long and narrow. And the picture on the right is so much shorter than the picture on the left.
Yep.
Again, it could be the perspective of the picture or whatever. Again, Michelle says cheek implants. That's just not, I mean, of course we don't know. We're not going by what we see, and what we heard him say. Him getting cheek filler or implants just doesn't seem like what he would do.
It would be hypocritical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then
I'm also going to bring on another point real quick. Look at the eye, your center of your eye to the cheek. You got to look at it here. It is longer here than it is here. This would be more of something if somebody got a filler. Would have been up high, not low. This is low. Now
he signs autographs with different hands.
Yes, exactly. Yes, he did. Along with, we also know it's quite easy to change eye color. I'm not even going there because you could pop an eyeliner lens in and call it a day. And you know what? Maybe that's what he does. We don't know that part. So I'm not going there. I did not go there. But the other part I will go to is look right here. I could be circling all this, but I'd rather not. The chin itself, the definition of the chin is completely different. Completely different.
I mean, you could be like, well, he's smiling different, but it's
where the hell's all the wrinkles?
Yeah.
I just no. I just, and to me, I'm also noticing something that has a flaw in AI. The skin is too smooth.
Yeah.
You look at all the pictures that he has, and you can see that the skin with this particular it's too smooth. Forehead, close. I'm not going to say anything about the forehead. The neck point you brought up was another excellent point. His neck is slightly longer than this individual. And you look at that video and you can see how his head's a little crouched down into his shoulders, unlike he's always had that extended head. The neck point. So
I guess the real question is why would he what's the purpose?
Yeah, right. Exactly. What would be the purpose if he had done it? I just don't think he did it. I don't. I think that was someone else, yet he approved it or didn't approve it. If he approved it, I can see it because that's a Jim Carrey move of throwing people off. If he didn't approve it, then why was it done like this? Was it made to make him look different, odd, out of character? We don't know. Gravity takes over as we age. Jawline and cannon recede. Exactly, Michelle. Exactly. It's going to recede down. It's not going to pull back up unless there's a whole jaw surgery. I've seen that before too. But in 7 days, there's no way. Your head stays wrapped for 6 weeks to 7 weeks.
Yeah, you don't go to reward ceremony and talk a language you don't know after after getting surgery done. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't. And if that's the case, why didn't he speak French on the television show?
Yeah, and without really messing up, I mean,
he spoke that quite fluently.
Yeah, he did. Like he knew it.
Yeah.
He's like, I couldn't study French and go and expect to, accept an award. Even if I did it for like a year, I'd still be messing up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Not in 7 days, exactly. I don't know if he practiced for 7 days or how long he was planning on doing it, but still, it would take a long time to learn that fluently and without. He says he made mistakes, but nothing that I could tell.
We all made mistakes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the French, when he was talking the French,
There was no mistake. That was a fluent, and how he said it, there was no mistake. There was none. Sorry, I just don't believe that either. So, Ryan, I've got to say it, man. I gotta do it. What a great show!
It was fun.
It was, and I appreciate you coming out and letting us talk about this, and we diving into something we don't usually do. And this was in the news, so we still kept to what we say here. But it was just something very, very needed to be talked about.
Yeah,
and I felt, like
what I was saying before, about how the way society is now and the openness we have to discuss these topics. It kind of goes into what we talk about, the paranormal, which would have been dismissed. Even a few years ago. Now it's like, oh well, shoot, maybe this is possible.
Yeah. You know what? That brings a good point because we look at the misillusions in the paranormal and what people forget and what they we have learned in science class and different things like that. And this is another point of an illusion that's put on in front of you, just like David Copperfield or any of those guys. We forget that there's a double pane of glass that can project out, and yet we're seeing it all over the place with telephones now.
Yeah.
You can do your own little projector and your little 3D thing in your own phone. It's the same thing as we should have always known. Sometimes we misunderstand for what we really are seeing.
Yeah, people aren't as dismissive about stuff as they used to be.
Exactly. Travelers, thank y'all so much for tuning in to us this morning. I hope you had your coffee or tea or whatever your beverage might have been.
Yeah, I finished my coffee pretty early. I've got to get a bigger cup.
Yeah, I'm now going to take a short little, and she's looking at me like, please take me out. I got a little lab that needs to go out and some things to get done. But thank y'all so much once again. If you are in one of the areas where there might be some bad weather, please be careful. Please. I know there's tornadoes in Ohio and Utah, if I remember correctly. So please be careful out there, you guys. This is that season where we're getting close to spring, and we can feel it here in Virginia. It has been an amazing 4 or 5 days. And,
it really has been.
We look like we're about to get rain. I don't know about Richmond. What are y'all looking like?
Looking like we'll probably get some rain here soon. It's going to cool off some in the next couple of days, and then hopefully it'll start warming back up again.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope, because I'm ready.
Yeah, damn, Linda, be careful. Winds up to 60 miles per hour. Damn.
Yes, please be careful. And Ice-T, thank you for the show. It was interesting. Absolutely, thank you. Thank
Thank you
y'all.
very much.
This is kind of our way of breaking the monotony of what the network puts on, and we've got new things coming. So pay attention to those shows that are.
Robert Odell stopped in for.
Hey, what are you doing, man? I guess he's on lunch. It's good to see you. Good to see
Yeah.
you. Goodness, I don't ever get to see you on this show. So that's great.
That's awesome, man. Glad you can come in for the last second or so that we're on here. But it's better late than never, right?
Yeah, you can check the archive. You got YouTube.
Yeah. It was a fun conversation, Robert. I think you would have enjoyed it for sure.
Totally agree. So on that note, we have things to do. Be on the lookout for our Paranormal Outlaws to be coming back.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. We might even be bringing back Love Shack. That'd be great. We're going to see some old shows coming back, some new shows coming in. So we're excited about the direction it's going in. Please, everybody, continue your prayers for Susan. Let's help her get better as she goes through her little, her, I like to call it a transformation, because she is really doing what she needs to do to get her health on track. So, yes. And with that one, I'm going to bid you an adieu. Oh, man, did I really just pull a Kenny Omega? Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. We were talking wrestling earlier, so it goes.
Peace out.
All right. Have a good one.